Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games, and this afternoon we're going to do a review of the Green Stuff World paint remover. So what we've got here is just a plastic takeaway food container with a lid and our Green Stuff World paint remover. So this stuff, you can put your miniatures in it and leave them for anything up to 6 hours, it says on the bottle. So we're going to try it with a couple of different figures. So first of all, we've got a Tyrannid Termagant or two. There, so these have been painted pretty heavily, so we're going to drop those in. We've also got a old metal Chaos Space Marine Raptor. He's had a couple of coats of paint on, so we're going to give him a try. And then we've got a resin miniature, which is a Tyrannid Lictor, and I want to see how the paint remover reacts with all these different products, because different things that I've used in the past react differently and melt plastic and whatever, and hopefully this stuff doesn't. The instructions on the bottle say that this can be reused multiple times. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try it on these few sample models, and then we'll come back later and see what they look like after they've had a few hours in the solution. And if I can get into it. The top of the bottle is sealed. Need to puncture that. So that's something I've just learned. So like the lid of all the Green Stuff World paints, the tip of the bottle here is sealed over, and you need to puncture a hole through it to get the stuff to come out. So I've just got a drawing pin here, and we're just going to pierce that through on the end like that. And what you might have noticed then is that you can actually pull the end completely out, but we want a little bit more control maybe on here, so we're just going to do that. And then just squirt that liberally. In fact, why don't we just take it off? And then just pour it in. But that's especially important with a lot of the Green Stuff World paints. If you're squeezing it out onto a wet palette or into your airbrush or whatever, if you don't puncture that hole first, then you can end up blasting this tip, out of the end of the bottle, and spraying paint all over your painting station and all over your miniatures and whatever. So there we go. So that's one whole bottle in there, 240 millilitres, and as you notice, it hasn't completely submerged our models, which is fine. You know, the Termagants are completely under the fluid, but the Lictor and the Chaos Space Marine aren't. But that's fine. After a couple of hours, I'll just rotate them and give the other half of the model a chance in the solution. And we'll come back and we'll see what happens later. So it's about 4.5 hours later, and here's our tub from earlier on. So you can see that some of the paint has already started coming off. So I've given these a bit of a shake around. I haven't actually opened the pot to turn them around. I've just been kind of shuffling it around a little bit. You can see on this Termagant here that the paint is flaking off quite nicely, and also on the arm of the Lictor there, the resin, that's started coming off quite nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our specialised tools, and we're going to have a go at agitating some of the paint off the models. So we're going to begin with just a normal paintbrush on the Termagant here. Look how easy that paint's just falling off there. That's just brushing away. That is glorious to see. The way it's just peeling off like that, that's absolutely fantastic. Shouldn't have any difficulty getting these clean for paint again. That's absolutely fantastic. And then into those harder to reach places, might just take a little bit more, but right, so let's leave him in and we'll come back to him. So this one, oh, look at that. That's absolutely fantastic. So with a little bit more scrubbing to get the harder to reach spots, or maybe a little slightly finer brush to get the bits out of the crevices, but that's like new. Awesome. Paint's just falling off. Right, let's leave that guy in there. Right, let's see what it's like on the metal miniature. Yeah, looks like we might need a little bit more. Well, it's coming off pretty well, but we might need something a little bit stiffer on the metal figure. So we've got our trusty toothbrush. So let's give him a go. Look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. See if we can get his face. Hang on. So this is the big dog. This is my old electric toothbrush, or battery powered toothbrush, for when I'm feeling properly lazy. That is fantastic. I don't know if that helps, dipping the brush in the water, but it certainly makes me feel better about it. It's obviously quite a top-heavy miniature, but an oldie and a goodie. So look at that, that looks absolutely fantastic. Just a little bit of work and this guy will be like he's fresh out the blister. That looks awesome. Right, let's try it on our resin lictor. Let's go for a bit on there. So the one thing that I'm always dubious about whenever I've tried nail varnish remover, and I've tried Nitromorse, and I've tried some of the other like clean and green type products, and depending on how acidic or alkali your product is, with plastic and resin figures you can just turn them into mush if you leave them in the solution too long. But this stuff so far seems to be pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with this. So 4.5 hours. I think these might need just a little longer on each side, but that is, considering how little of the detail you could see on this lictor's face before, that is absolutely fantastic. It's going to rescue so many of my miniatures that I've done poor paint jobs on by using this stuff. It is going to be awesome. So that is absolutely fantastic results. I mean, obviously it's going to take a little bit more work, but just to demonstrate what needs to be done. This guy needs a little bit of reposing here on the leg. That's not the solution that's done that. It was that bad before, so it hadn't been assembled properly before it was painted. But this looks absolutely fantastic. The paint's just falling off the miniatures. That's great. So I highly recommend Green Stuff World paint remover. Definitely try this out if you've got some miniatures that you need to rescue, and it's available now from mightylancergames.co.uk. Hope you've found this video very useful, and if you like our video, please click the thumbs up button below, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and have a great day. Thanks a lot for watching.